Okay, there is a chain breaker out there who's feeling pretty emotionally overwhelmed right now. You got the King of Cups in reversed. This is someone who is, I feel, struggling. This is about relationship, potentially partnership. So this is someone who potentially is been in a long-term relationship, or they have been dating someone and they're trying to decide if this is the person for them. And it is not really, it's not really cutting to the chase. I feel this person that I'm particularly speaking to is someone who's been in a long-term relationship. And I feel that they've been avoiding their emotions for some time. Okay. And being a chain breaker, who are the people that I connect with, like spirit is like pounding on your door now because it is time, my darling, for you to make a move, for you to make a change. Spirit's telling me that there could potentially issues with your health. Okay. It could be from one extreme to the other. It could be like there's a lot of sort of strange shit going on with your body. You might be getting diagnosed with autoimmune. You could be struggling with energy and tiredness and just down, or other weird skin stuff, maybe. Like there's all sorts of things starting to manifest in your body because I feel like you've been feeling like this for a long time. On the other extreme, spirit's saying to me, trips and turns, like trips and falls, because you're out of balance. Like you're not even out of balance, you're overloaded, like overloaded with emotion. Like someone here is really struggling, really, really struggling. So, uh, oh, I can just really feel like you potentially maybe even suffering with some anxiety. I think that you've tried to work on this relationship for some time and you feel completely powerless. I feel like you've pushed, you've cared, you've loved, you're passionate, you've tried hard. You could be someone who has a family with this person, and you're just not feeling you're just not feeling in alignment anymore with this person. It's you're withdrawing. You could be become moody. You might even feel like, if you're honest with yourself, reflecting that sometimes you're trying to manipulate them into, giving you love and attention, or, doing what you like. So there's all sorts of weird fucking head games and shit going on as well, and it's just not healthy. It's not good, and it's not who you are. This, you potentially are somebody who has wanted to study, travel, or step into something in your career, and it's just not happening. No matter how many times you try, it's not happening because the growth is being blocked by this overwhelm of emotions that is now been building up in your body, and it's affecting your energy field. It's affecting everything about you. Like you're emotionally depleted. You've probably cried and cried and cried and yelled and screamed and let every emotion under the sun out. And just keep going back to your health too. Like you're so overwhelmed that you couldn't even be fucked to take care of yourself. Like, if there's supplements you need to take, or go for a walk, or eat some healthy food, like you might have moments of it, but you're not consistent. So you're just really struggling. You got Empress in reverse. You're really struggling to take care of yourself, because I can feel it. Like I could cry. I could cry. Like there's just, you're so heartbroken, darling. You're so heartbroken. Um, and the way that this situation is, the way this situation's coming out, I feel like you're behaving in ways that's not true to who you are either. Like, and you're like, who the fuck am I? Like, why did I say that? Why am I behaving this way? This is not me. Like, I feel like it's driving you crazy. So, you have some planning to do, my darling. You have to look ahead. Okay, look at him. He's got the world in his hands. You do have the world in your hands. there's still, so you're a chain breaker. You're meant for greatness, and greatness doesn't have to be fame and mega riches. It's peace, it's health, it's happiness, it's fulfillment, it's being inspired, being an inspiration. It's cutting yourself loose from shit. And you're doing that for the ones behind you and the ones in front of you. I think a lot of you are parents. Yeah, this, you need to consider. I think you keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for things to change. And, you've probably given it a red hot crack, but I just feel for the ones of you I'm speaking to, you've been in this for a long time, brother or sister. And it's time to be real. It's time to think ahead. It's time to look at what you need to do. You need to consider your choices, and you need to consider uh, what the possibilities are for you in the future. I feel like maybe some things have been said to you, and it's been, from the partner, that's been difficult for you to receive. And I almost feel, which is nothing's condoning your partner, I almost feel like your partner's pretty well told you where they're at, and where they're like, this is the line, this is where they go to, and that's all that they're prepared to. And I feel like they have been honest with that in direct and indirect ways with you, and you've kept going, no, but we got to push, we got to push, but we've got to push. This person like shouldn't have hung around. We've got judgment in reverse, by the way. That was about the self-reflection and avoiding to learn and avoiding to listen, resisting change that needs to be made. I really do feel this person has told you in one way or another, even by their actions or no actions. Yeah, like people are telling us what they think about us all the time in one direct way or another. I think they've been telling you. And why they hang around with you still, I just think it's convenience, it's comfort, it's to some way ease and grace. They can probably block out emotions and feelings more than you can, and they get on with their life, and they're probably focused on their work and, other things other than the relationship, is my sense for most of you. Take what resonates. But you've got the Page of Cups, right? Which means it's time to allow yourself to grow, allow your heart to open, and be curious about what your choices are and what your options are. Okay. Because you got the Ten of Cups, like you have to be real. Like that this partnership has not been, you thought you were on the path. And I think for a lot of you, yes, this has been soulmate. And for those of you that know my Unlock Your Love Blocks process, okay, that most of us chain breakers come in soulmate relationships, which is usually there is a strong thread of learning in there. There's a karmic pattern. This could be from past lives. This could be from ancestors. Often it's both. And you've come here to break a chain. And once this happens within a relationship, what will happen is you will move to divine lovers. Okay. The karmic lessons will be put aside. You'll stop mirroring them and playing that role with each other. The whole dynamic of the relationship shifts, and usually you step into some kind of purpose together or support each other's purpose in some way. If the soulmates don't learn, like if they don't break it through, okay, and end up divine lovers, then the purpose is to learn what you need to learn from it, and you need to break the connection. And I hate saying this because it's fucking hard, I know, but this didn't quite get there. There's a lot of unmet expectations, dynamics that haven't been worked through together. This is not an alignment with true happiness. And my sense is, for those of you watching, and take what resonates, that this is, I'll pull a couple of Unlock Your Love Locks cards. My sense is that there's so much for you to take out of this. Like, no relationship is wasted. I really believe that. But if you're going to sit in the relationship for the rest of your life and you aren't going to work on it, you're just wasting your life as far as I'm concerned. So, let's just see what we need to do. Like, there's a good part of this person that would have reflected stuff in your shadow. Okay. So shadow work could potentially be a good piece of work to do now. I think it's key 8 or key 9 in the Love Blocks program. Shadow work. You need to do some values work. Key 4. What's important now? Because what was important before is not important now, and you've been so overwhelmed with emotions. You probably need to connect back in and go, well, what was important? What's not important anymore? What is important? And you got the decisions, making decisions, and it's your decision. Like, nobody's here to tell you what decision to make. Like, you're in control of your life, whether you stay here and perhaps find a way to adjust and just go, well, fuck it, having this divine love isn't important to me. I'll just stay here and we'll be comfort in money or family or whatever, and we'll just be together but live 2 separate lives. People do that. Or is it going to be, maybe I just need to take what I've learned here and it's time to move on, you know? Um, or maybe, but I don't want to dangle carrots. Maybe this can be, this relationship could have always been turned around. I believe that you're with a soulmate. It could have always been turned around with time with each other, with dedicated time to each other, listening and understanding each other, being playful with each other. Okay. These are the Love Blocks cards. If this relationship needed to turn around, date night, understanding, playfulness. But I think you've tried that. And I think you keep coming up to a block wall. And I just keep hearing from Spirit, I keep coming back to, they've already told you in a direct or indirect way what they feel about you. If you're someone, this has just popped in. If you're someone that's been with someone for a long time and they haven't asked you to marry you as well, I think that can be telling. Not everyone believes in the sanctimony of marriage. It doesn't even have to be through a church, but it's some kind of commitment, right? If that some kind of commitment hasn't been offered, I think that's telling in a way too. Because usually when a man doesn't do that, they're waiting secretly. They might not even be conscious of it, but they're waiting for someone else. My darling, you need to get your emotions in order because, it's time. Spirit's just like, we've got to pull this person out of the darkness. Look at these cards. Life purpose. What's happening in our love life affects what's happening within our purpose and vice versa. They're both deeply heart connected, especially when we're on purpose. Chainbreakers usually end up some kind of chosen ones, if you subscribe to that term, but I'm just using it because seems to be a viral thing that people have most understanding. But someone who follows purpose, someone here who's to do some important work in a community in some level, into a group of people, could even be a family, which is important. Like, you should be thinking about your family. How are you modeling to your kids about what relationship is, how self-care is, how you regulate your emotions? Use them as the inspiration. But this is affecting your purpose. And there is something that you're supposed to do. Earth healing. This is someone who's been isolating themselves for so long. I think because you've been so overwhelmed with emotions for so long. It's not like you haven't seen anyone. You might be out and about, but you haven't really been out. You haven't really put yourself out there. Here's the key. Your body. And, you know, if you've been overwhelmed with emotions, you know, potentially could have been eating a lot of bad food, because remember, I said you couldn't even be, you don't even have the energy to eat well or exercise or take supplements. So some part of you has to find the energy, and you'll do that through Earth. Notice how she's against the tree. You need to ask Earth to start taking some of this energy. All this emotional energy is in your energy field. It is weighing heavy. You need to do what she does, lean against a tree and say, help me. Please start taking this away. She's got bare feet on the ground. She's raw, she's vulnerable, she's naked, but she has butterflies all over her. Spirit's watching her. The light sees her. It's time for a transformation. It's coming in. And you can turn this around. And it would be good if you could turn it around before you got really, really sick, right? You need Earth to take the energy, then you need to focus on your body and get that in order first. And then what is your choice going to be with this relationship? Let me know how this resonates in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and love to support anybody, whether it's coming in, doing Love Blocks program, readings, whatever it is, whatever you need from me. If you need some support, reach out.